Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello to you at whatever time you are watching this. Today is Thursday. Well, first of all, hi, I'm Destiny. Hello to you if you are new here. And if you are new here, then I suggest you subscribe and click that bell icon because I post on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and you don't want to miss it. So yeah, today is Thursday, which means it's the first episode of my new makeup and ranting series here on this channel, and I'm very excited because today I'm going to be spilling some, I don't even know if they're unpopular opinions, because I feel like if you have common sense, this will be very popular. But you know what? I'm just gonna get right into it. Okay, so today we're gonna be talking about something that like me and all my friends disagree on. So if you're on the internet and you pay attention to what these celebrities are doing, then you know that Miss Doja Cat has been coming under some fire recently behind some accusations and tweets and some chat rooms or whatever. And I just feel as though she shouldn't be. And I saw her little apology that was like, what, last night, I think. So she apologized. It wasn't really an apology. It was more like y'all tripping. It's whatever. Y'all bugging. And some people were upset about that because they felt like, oh, she's not showing accountability. She's not even like admitting her faults and da-da-da-da-da. When in all honesty and truth, she didn't. Nothing that I've seen has proven to me that she's done anything oh so monstrous, like cancel worthy. And that's why I feel like this whole cancel culture that we've been getting into on the internet in this last like I'll say like year and a half, 2 years or whatever, is quite overboard, because it's gone from seeing somebody do something and oh now they're canceled to just completely believing the first headline or the first tweet you see, and now this person is canceled because so and so said they did this. It's like we're trying to end people's whole career over some he said, she said. And we just supposed to believe what he said. That doesn't sit right with me. And so yeah, I have like a little order that I want to go into on with like of what I want to talk about. And so the first thing that I was seeing that people were upset, well, not even that's the first thing I was seeing people were upset about. It was the thing that made me the most like, are y'all serious? Y'all are getting outraged at anything these days. And it's hypocritical because the same people that was getting outraged about what I'm about to say are the same people who would say these things, or their homegirls and their mother and their sister would say the same thing to them in the privacy of their own, not in the privacy, in public. And it's not an issue. That's just the culture. That's just how we talk. So it really got to me, because I'm like, this is not something that has not been said before. It's not something that is even untrue. She's speaking about her experience, but she's racist for it. That doesn't make sense to me. So the first thing that I've been speaking about is there's a video. I believe it's like a screen recording of when she was on Instagram Live. And she was talking about she has 4C hair. Now, many people who know anything about natural hair, 4C hair can be hard to manage, can be difficult to deal with, especially when you were not raised with someone who has experience living with black hair, living with 4C, 3C, 2A hair. Like, so you're not raised to understand. I'm not saying this is her experience. I don't know. Her mother might have been like, okay, you're black, you got this kind of hair, I'm going to teach you how to take care of it. But a lot of white women don't know how to take care of it. And so then if they don't know, I can't teach you what I don't know. So she was on live and she was speaking about how she has 4C hair and basically just saying it's difficult, And she said something about how, like, she was like, so what God was just like, let me give her 4C hair so she could just be bald headed. And I saw somebody repost that clip from her Instagram Live and say, oh, so 4C equals bald-headed. And to a person who understands English, that's not what she said. Because when in the context of the live, she was talking about how hard it is to deal with her hair. And when you're someone who does not know how to take care of your hair, often you make mistakes and you might get breakage. You might get just hair falling out. I mean, I know we've all seen the videos, somebody trying to flat on their hair while it's wet, hair break right off. Because if you don't know how to take care of 4C hair, then it could, 1, break off, 2, just not grow, and you could have split ends or damage and da-da-da-da. And for someone like her, who is used, like in her apology, she was talking about how she, like, if her hair is straightened, it's fine or whatever, like if it's in a wig or whatever, she's cool. So that, to me, I would assume she probably has worn her hair straightened for a long time in her life. And like straight hair can be easier to manage. It's not like you can't, like, it's like maybe a little less tangle for her, is easier to manage. And so people were upset because she was saying this when this has not been a secret to anybody in the natural hair community. It's never been a strict secret that it's harder to manage natural, thicker, coarser hair, textured hair, especially when most of your life you haven't been conditioned to take care of it. The natural hair movement was starting when a lot of people was going from relaxed hair to natural hair or curly hair. The reason why this movement, there are tons of YouTube videos. I remember when I was younger, I never had a perm, but since I've always had natural hair, when this was going on, it was really good for me because I was seeing different styles, I was seeing how to do different things. And a lot of the videos were about how difficult it was to do that transition and to make that move, because it's like I'm so used to dealing with this type of hair to now, oh, I gotta detangle, oh, I gotta deep condition, I gotta co-wash, I gotta do all of these extra steps that are necessary for our kind of hair to protect and nourish it. And for some people, I mean, everybody can't do hair, everybody's not into that, so some people it's very difficult. I know people still to this day who get perms because they're like, I don't have the patience, I don't have the time, I don't have the energy for that. And that's fine. And I mean, it's not like, it's fine, like, it's your hair, do what you want with it, and you can complain about something that's in your life literally affecting you in the moment. Like, she said something about she was saying how hard it was to manage, and she was like, don't even try to finger comb it, like, that's not gonna work. And people were upset about that. Like I said, I don't even have 4C hair, and finger combing my hair sometimes is very difficult. I know I can take better care of it, but every time I comb my hair, lots and lots of hair comes out, and I don't even have the same struggles as someone with her hair texture. And if I can find a picture of her natural hair, I'll put it inside. But that hair texture is very hard to manage, and I don't see why that should be an issue. Now, on the same note of, because that was used to say, oh, she's self-hating and she doesn't like herself and all of that. And on that same note, how I felt about the whole situation was, if it's a self-hate issue, if she really has a problem with herself, people were saying, oh, because she was raised with a white mom and her dad left her, so she probably has something against black people, da-da-da-da-da. If it's a self-hate issue, I didn't understand why the move was to cancel her instead of trying to educate or uplift or just be a help, like be there for her. Because when I see self-hate, I think of it in the same way of, one, it's a conditioning. When you're raised in America, a country that was built on the system of white is right, and anything else needs to try to aspire to whiteness. So that's where self-hate comes in. That's where relaxers and texturizers and skin bleaching and all of this comes in. And so we as people, because all these people are people who claim to be woke, want to be woke so bad. And so as these woke people, it seems to me it would be very obvious how this manner of thinking, if that was her case, if she was really like a self-hate, I wish I wasn't black type person, how this manner of thinking could be a part of her life, and how it could be addressed instead of just canceled. And I even went to, so far I was talking to somebody and I was explaining it, like with any other mental health issue, as far as like a body dysmorphia, like eating disorder, anything like that, if it wasn't this and she came out and said, oh, I'm so fat, I'm like if she was talking about being bulimic or something like that, y'all wouldn't say cancel her because she's bulimic, would you? No, y'all would try to, I mean, maybe y'all would, because these days it's like it's getting to where as though you can cancel anybody for anything, and that's why this whole internet culture is fake anyway. But at the end of the day, y'all calling for this woman's career to be over something that she could have legitimately been struggling with. And I was seeing people who were familiar with the chat rooms and all that saying, like, back in a couple years ago, before she was really big, before even Moo came out, she would be on these chat rooms and she'd be really depressed or high or drunk or and be like kind of off kilter a little bit, and that she was in a really tough situation with her manager or something like that. So you know that if that's what you're saying, then you know at this time she was dealing with some mental health issues. And in a time, in a year where we talk so much about how important mental health is, how important we need to stop stigmatizing mental health in the black community, how much we talk about like growing past that whole belief system, it just surprised me to see we go from talking about all this and how black mental health matters and all of that to literally tearing someone down because allegedly they were having moments of weakness and moments of despair where they may have been acting out of the character that you would want them to act like. That really upset me, and it really it really made me feel like disappointed in us as a people. And I'm gonna get into the chat rooms. So the only reason you would know about what these chat rooms are, because people were saying they're racist chat rooms and this is where white supremacists go to link and is either A, you're a part of these chat rooms, or someone you know is a part of these chat rooms and goes on these and understands what it's about. So you're on there, you're doing your thing, but because this celebrity is doing if you feel like it's unacceptable. And this thing of we see celebrities as entities and machines for our pleasure and our give us what we want. We want this, we want music, we want entertainment, we want a source of energy. But we don't think of them as human, as fault, as like, yeah, they could have some sort of depression, they could have some sort of self-hate issues. We don't think of it like that. But if it's our best friend, if it's our homegirl, our classmate, then it's an issue. Then it's, let's help this girl. And so I think as a people, we really need to move past, we definitely need to move past that manner of thinking of celebrities are just objects for our entertainment. Like, these are real people, and we have to understand and accept and respect that. They're gonna have downfalls. They're gonna have times where it's not all handy dandy good and fine. And that's normal as a human. So the next thing I wanted to get into was Didn't Do Nothing. So if you listen to the song and not just listen to what someone tweeted on your feed, to me, as a person, I'm a writer, I'm an artist, I know writers, I know artists, I know how music works. It was obviously a very sarcastic, very, oh, this is what you say about me, well, da 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 da. When we have songs like the Joyner Lucas song where it's like a white man and a black man and they're basically going back and forth and they're saying racial slurs and da da da, it's celebrated and, oh, this is showing how much our country needs to be da 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 da. When this black woman does it, who you happen to find out has a white mother, it's an issue. And once again, you can look up the song and actually listen to it and not just listen to somebody saying, oh, she used that phrase and that phrase was used to mock Sandra Bland's death. Because if we're talking about art and we're talking about black culture in general, reclamation, or the culture of people who have been oppressed in this country, reclamation is a big part of this country. When you say she can't, I'm not, I don't know if like YouTube will block it if I say it. So she said the N-word on the site, and people were upset about that. I thought y'all were upset when non-black people said the N-word. So now, Amala, Doja Cat, this young black woman, whether she be light-skinned or not, whether she has a white mother or not, she has a white mother, she has a South African father. She has an African name, she has 4C hair. This is a black woman in America. She will not be seen as a white woman. I don't care how light-skinned she is. She's not that light-skinned. She's not white passing in any sense of the form. And people, as people do on the internet and as people, as trolls do, had been coming at her with this didn't do nothing term, this slur. Now, like, I feel like most people in America, and most black people who just mind their business and try not to interact with racist, hateful people, this is not even a slur that's very common. This is not something that is even used a lot. But if I see, I'm in my comments, who knows what the person was commenting under? It could have been a post about a police brutality incident, and she's making the post, and then under her comments, all she sees is, oh, didn't do nothing. And she's like, well, what is this? What is this? What does this even mean? Because that's how I would be. I'd be like, what is that? This is not something that I've heard. This is not like a common term used. Even yesterday, somebody asked me, they said, have you ever heard this term before? Because I'm from the South, and I'm big and grown, and I ain't never heard nobody say no didn't do nothing was no, I didn't even know what that was. And I said, no, ma'am, I don't know. I believe that's something that that's something abstract. That's something that white people may have been saying, a few of them, maybe some alt-right people on some chats, whatever, but it's never been no big thing. But if it's used against me, it doesn't have to be a big thing. It could be a slur that's not used very often at all. In America, we know as black people, the biggest slur that a white person might say is like the N-word or something. Like, that's the most common one that's used in everyday life. But somebody could go back to the olden days and feel like they want to say, call me a tar baby or something like that. Now, I might be walking around in my 21st century life and be like, oh, what? What year are you living in? Who still says that? But either way, I could feel the intention and I could feel the energy. And even if it wasn't a word that I felt held weight before in my life, like, it could have been something I never heard of, but I could tell you why you were saying it and what you were saying. And I feel like, well, you know what? I'm going to reclaim that, and I'm going to say, well, I'm going to say my spiel. It was never saying anything negative about black people in a literal sense. Not even I didn't even hear anything in a figurative sense. But I'm saying, even if we want to take about other musicians who, and this is why I truly believe, if it was not a black woman, and a black woman who is not, she's not Beyonce, she's not like Oprah, she's not these big mainstream, she's just now getting mainstream, and she had a #1 hit, and now y'all coming out the woodworks and just trying to find something so bad. And I said, I know why. That's why. It's because she's a black woman, and y'all claim y'all want to see it. Y'all claim y'all want to see the success, y'all want to see the black queens uplift and all of that, but y'all don't really. And that's the big issue for me. And so when she has a song and she's reusing a slur over and over again in the chorus, yet she's using it in a way that means something to her, and it means I'm taking this back, you won't use this against me and make me feel like I'm nothing, you know? And yet there's outrage. But when an artist like Jay-Z has a song like the story of OJ, it's deep, it's hard, it's powerful, because he's a black man in America, but he's a man in America, he's a male rapper. Male rappers undeniably get more respect than female rappers in this game, and I don't know when that will change. Hopefully it will be soon, maybe not. Either way, as of 2020, that is still the case, unfortunately. But when you have that, and that's a reclamatory, light N-word, dark N-word, like this is thing, house, he says house, feel, and it's okay because you understand where he is coming from. I feel like as a black person who has experienced the black African American experience in America, she's experienced this. She's experienced this trauma and this outrage towards her that these white people were pushing on her. And she said, "Well, I'm not gonna feel bad because you want to disrespect my people and my culture. I'm gonna say, okay then. Well, let me show you this, because I refuse to be taken down a peg." Hey, I went and did my other eye off camera just to save time, but also I don't know if I said this before, but all the products I use will be listed down below. Moving back to what I was saying. So not only do we have male rappers that make these songs and they reclaim another one just off the top of my head, YG got snitch, hope, all of that, says the N-word 1,001 times. That's literally basically all the song is about. No backlash. Best song ever. Like, I don't have anything against YG. I really love YG. I listen to his music. I'm a fan, whatever. But I'm just trying to point out, I don't have anything against Jay-Z either. I'm just saying the obvious differences in how we treat female rappers and male rappers in this community as black people, all of that. So not only do we have these songs that are reclamations, we have the Jay-Z one, which is literally a political statement. He's doing it for a reason. We have the YG one where he's just a black man who says the N-word a lot, as many black people do. Like, say the N-word a lot, like not a lot, but I mean it's just a regular word to me. Like, it's a regular word to a lot of people who are in the black culture. It's unfortunately a regular word to some people who are not, but Doja Cat is not a person who is not. That's what I think we're missing from this whole conversation. I feel like before now it wasn't really brought up a lot that she was mixed, but now this whole thing is coming out, it's going to be, oh, she's mixed, basically only to point out, oh, she's not really black, but she is. And that's my issue as well. Let me get back to what I was saying about the music. Not only do we have these songs by these male rappers in which they use the N-word 1,001 times and don't get canceled, and it isn't a problem because they understand the purpose behind it, and because they're more mainstream and all of that and da-da-da. We have songs by male artists not even necessarily making a point or a political statement as I've known it. Just, this is what I want to say, and this is my art. I remember in middle school, I went through I didn't even really go through a Tyler the Creator phase, but I listened to a song here and there, and my friends really liked them. And I remember being in art class, listening to a song in which, I don't know if it was Igor, or I don't remember what it was called, but he said, a pregnant, and told my friends I had a threesome. So we can make rape jokes and this and this and that in our music, and we're a GOAT. We're the greatest, or da-da-da-da in our songs, and it's not a problem. I'm different, I'm abstract. Again, I don't have a problem with Tyler the Creator. I mean, I don't necessarily know how I feel about it now as a bigger person and understanding, like, whatever, because it really didn't, in my opinion, it didn't serve a purpose to the song. It wasn't very, like, oh, that's a hard bar right there. I thought it was funny, but it wasn't like, I'm thinking you're the greatest rapper alive for saying this. I just thought, like, oh, he's just saying it. So we have Tyler the Creator, who can say things like this, and he said other things as well. I'm like I said, I'm not the biggest Tyler the Creator fan. I'm not going to quote all his lyrics, but he says some out there things. And he's praised and seen as, oh, just so different and so abstract. But if it's a reclamatory thing from a black woman, it's an issue. The social media realm, where we want to be fake woke, we want to be so-called woke, but we don't really want to understand. We don't really want to be woke. We really don't really want to understand what it means to be woke. To be woke really came from being aware, being conscious. We can't be claiming to be conscious while not even reading or fact checking. We're reading a tweet and believing and most of the information was coming out from white people. Not that I have anything against white people, but the whole thing is they're saying she's the one sucking up to white people. Yeah, we're believing things just because a white person tweets it and says that it happened. Because in the videos I saw, didn't see her say anything negative about black people. I saw the video with the yellow shirt or whatever it was. She said something about the N-word with the hard R. So in all the videos I seen, didn't really see much of her saying anything negative towards black people, anything. In the video where she says the N-word with the hard R, nowhere in that video did I hear, one, because it's a racist chat, right? So she said it, and this is a safe space for racist, alt-right, white supremacist people. I've seen racist people, if they feel they're comfortable, never known them to be the type to shy away from saying the N-word. So when she said it, no one else said it. They act like, oh, we're just gonna have to ignore that because she's on one tonight. Not only did I not hear anything from the white people in the chat about anything racist or anything like that, she didn't say anything racist. She used the N-word, as many black people do, and as we fight for the right to be the only one to use the N-word. But when a black person uses the N-word because she light-skinned, or is it because she popping right now? I heard a couple people say, oh, the only reason this stuff is blowing up is because when she was like, oh, I'll show you my boobs if y'all get me to number 1. Oh, so y'all are that mad, that thirsty. That's what I'm reading from this. Y'all are so mad to either, one, see a black woman and a black female rapper thrive this much in a way that is not the norm. I'm not saying she doesn't, she's so abstract, but she doesn't rap the same as everybody else. She's a little different. She's not like she's not necessarily all city girled out. Like she does things in a different way, in her style. And now she's getting big, and now she's doing collabs with people like Nicki Minaj, who, I mean, Nicki doesn't work with too many other female rappers. I mean, you know, she just did the song with Megan. She did a song with Doja, and she had a song with Trina not too long ago. Oh, and Motorsport, but we seen how that went. And that's not, I'm a barb, like, it's not no shade. I'm just saying, this is a big opportunity on the Doja's behalf. So now this stuff is coming to her, now that she's getting success, quick to tear her down. Can't even wait to see her make it to the top, make it to she get number 1, and now it's like, it's all seasons open. That's the problem. Like, we can't do this to our own people. White people, I get, that doesn't surprise me that they're the ones doing that. But it shocks me when it's the people who claim to be so pro-black, claim to be so woke, and they're quick, as soon as they see a tweet alleging some misbehavior, it's a problem. Saying that's what we're seeing on these social media platforms, or just in general in life as black people, whether we want to or not. You see footage of my people being slaughtered. This is dehumanizing, and I don't want to see it. It's disrespectful to the dead. It can be depressing, and